Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm sharing a layout today from my October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit, and it is for the Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Round 6. This one is day 19. You can head over to her Facebook group and check out the sketches in the album section. The most recent round, I think, is the first one that you can go into. Anyway, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I initially had a thought process of using all of these 6x6 pieces of paper to create arrow or triangle shapes that point towards the center of the layout, like the sketch did. And my thought process, I wasn't able to get it to work the way that I thought it would. I know there's a way to do it, but my mind just could not come up with it on the day that I was creating. I had gotten behind on completing the sketches on a day-by-day basis. Excuse me. So I was batching them up, and I had all these sketches laid out, or all these layouts made into page kits, and they were all laid out. And so when I was putting the page kit together, I had figured out what to do and how to do it. But when I came to the actual putting everything together, the whole concept was not working worth the hooey. I could not figure it out for anything. So you'll see here in a minute, I figured part of it out, and then I'll proceed from there. I really like how the final product came out, but the whole getting it put together was not a fun process. So here I'm thinking, do I want to add those squares on those other pieces that I cut onto each section? And then when I look at it and I see it like this, I'm like, I like it like this. And with the red at the top, the blue at the bottom, and then that other piece cut in half. And I think initially that I'm going to tuck that under that piece of paper, have that photo there in the center, and then tuck it under. But then I changed my mind a little bit. And so I'll leave it on top. But here I am, I'm adding these 6x6 pieces of paper. And if you look closely, you'll be able to see the grids don't exactly match up on the dotted paper, but the floral paper, you really can't tell it other than it has a little bit of distressing on the paper that goes down that center bit. I'm okay with it. I don't think it looks horrible. And it was easy enough to make this layout work the way that I wanted it to. And I really like the overall effects that came out. So if you haven't tried a layout like this, stretch yourself a little bit and give it a shot. It was well worth the creative inspiration that it put my brain through. Like I said, I was stacking these layouts up because I had gotten behind. And so I was stacking up the page kits. And sometimes when I do this, it's a matter of putting the left brain to work to say, okay, I'm going to use this paper and this embellishment. I'm going to have this title, and this is how it's going to look. But when it actually comes to the completion of the layout in the way that the concept was flowing in my head when I was creating the page kit, it doesn't always come together like I want it to. So here I had fussy cut those flowers out, and I'm adding them around the layout. And I just love those fussy cut flowers. And I have used the heck out of them. I'm adding some foam adhesive here behind that one, just to give it a little bit of depth and dimension. The photo itself actually has some tissue paper as my photo mat, and that is a photo of me in my scrapbook room. I used to have my desk on the opposite wall, and I think the photo itself was taken for a challenge over at Scrapbook Generations. It was like for a fall online crop, and so she asked to see you in your space at the start of the crop. And so, yeah, I just snapped a picture of myself right in front of my desk, all cleaned off and ready to go. Yeah, I was prepared. I had pulled a kit out and I was ready to work with it. And I don't remember, it's been several years ago now. The photo itself is from 2018, and I don't remember how many layouts I got done or what kit I used or whatever, but I remember I got a ton done. Um, and I had such a good time that weekend for that online crop. So the title on here is I am a scrapper and this is my space, and I'm going to use all these different fonts. And guys, I love how that looks when you use multiple fonts to create a title. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it is so worthwhile. So here I think I'm going to use that washi strip across the bottom of the photo, and then I'm going to change my mind. It is a little bit too orange to go down on that paper. I thought it would match fairly well because the paper on the bottom has the polka dots and they have kind of a yellowish orange tint to them. But when I laid that next to it, it looked stark raving orange, like pumpkin orange next to it. It just did not look right. So yeah, I skipped that section. And so I'll use that washi strip somewhere else on the page. I'm going to go around and add some washi strips to each side of the 6x6 papers on the red and the blue. Part of it will be covered up, and that's okay. I don't mind. Um, I love that I'm able to pull in the scraps of the bits and pieces of washi tape that I do have. I'm glad that I'm able to get those used, and I'm glad, you know, I still have stuff to play with as far as the embellishment goes. Because at this point, on day 19, I'm getting a little bit to the point because I've made so many page kits up and I've got embellishments and stuff stacked up on these layouts. I'm thinking to myself, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. When I'm creating new page kits for successive days, I'm thinking I don't have enough to just use this kit. And so it was getting to be a bit of a struggle. Especially with my alphabet tiles, I was not able to create um, full titles with just one font. And so, excuse me, being able to mix these fonts up works so well. And I just love the look of it. You know, not everybody um, likes this look, but for me, I like this look. And so as I'm putting this down, when I press that flower back down, I see that the S is completely covered, so I need to move that over. But because of where I have the quote box down on that left corner, it's not going to work to move things over, so I have to actually move that small word "and" up to the top and then move over the word "this" a little bit, and then the next word is, and um, because they're right next to each other, to me, they kind of look like they flow into this is. It almost looks like one word. So it's a little misleading to have those two gold fonts right next to each other. If I had had a smaller tile to put there, that would have been a little bit better, but I didn't think to pull in any extra tiles. I'm still pulling in some bits and leaves and stuff that I'm using around, or floral bits that I'm using to tuck in around the flowers that I have there, just to fill in any spaces that feel kind of awkward. Um, yeah, and I'm loving how that looks. And I actually tore that piece off, um, that like little round things. Um, I tore a little piece of it off and I have to put it back together. So I get that done right here. It worked out well. It was just a little frustrating because it was popped up on foam adhesive. Now I'm looking for some little strips of washi tape to go down at the bottom. And I need a full piece and then a part of a piece. So have you guys played along with the 30 days of sketches? I have had so much fun playing along. And I am looking forward to sharing all of the layouts with you guys. I can't wait for you to see them on um, YouTube. And by the time I get done and get this layout posted, I believe all the layouts should be up within the last couple of days. You will have been able to see all of them that I created and what I actually have left of this ginormous kit that I created, because it was huge, huge. And to know that I thoroughly killed it, not only just the paper, but tons and tons of the embellishments as well. Oh my gosh, I did so much damage on this kit with the paper and the embellishments. I have so much used up, and it feels nice. I don't mind ever having embellishments to put back into my stash. That's always kind of a plus, to have something left over that you really, really enjoyed using and you get to use it again. So that's always fun. But knowing that you are tossing empty packages in the trash because you have used up everything on your pages and they are ready to go into albums to share with everybody, that is such a phenomenal feeling. My kits, I always say, are killed when I finish off all the paper or cut into all the paper. But knowing that I killed off the majority of the embellishments as well, oh, such a good feeling. Here we're getting close to the end. I had everything stacked up on here that I wanted to use before I started, and so this layout comes together really easy. I think the entire layout itself took about, oh, maybe 40-45 minutes. It didn't take long to put it all together once everything was laid out for me with the pre-planning of the page kit. I will have, after I do the finishing touches and add some flat back pearls, some enamel dots and that kind of thing, I will have a close-up at the end of the different embellishment clusters as well as the entire layout. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Anywho, I'm getting super close, and I skipped out on part of it. I think my batteries ran down. But here I'm showing you a few close-ups, and to give you a better representation, I will have photos. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.